Good afternoon. I'd like to call this June 17th, 2025 meeting of the City of Charleston Committee on Ways and Means meeting to order. We'll begin by asking, well, not Councilmember Seekings to give an invocation. Let's begin with a moment of silence, please. Thank you. All right, item number 2, approval of minutes from May 27th, 2025. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 3, bids and purchases, $415,000 software for approval to establish a contract with ATMS Central Management Software and Maintenance. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 4 was considered by the Public Works and Utilities Committee on June 16th, but that was deferred. Moving on to item number 5, Community Services, Cultural Affairs, approval to accept an award of $4,996 for Moja Arts. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to take 6 and 7 together and for approval.
Yes.
Any discussion on items number 6 and 7? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 8, this is legal request approval to authorize the mayor to enter an agreement with the Charleston Animal Society for the handling of animals originating from the city. I think Ms. Crethridge is going to come up and give us a quick explanation of this one. This is for $991,518.
Good afternoon. In 2019, the county seized financial responsibility for all municipalities for services provided by Charleston Animal Society, and this agreement before you is a culmination of subsequent years of negotiation. Quick talking points. The term is retroactive beginning January 1st of this year, ending December 31st, and it automatically renews on 1-year terms. The city will pay an annual fee to the Animal Society in 12 monthly installments based on an average cost per animal. The average cost per animal for 2025 is $543, which brings the projected fee for 2025 to $991,518. Any redemption fees, which are impound or quarantine fees, are remitted to the city. Every month, we get a report on the number of intakes and their outcomes, and we also get annual reports with additional information. Charleston Animal Society representatives are here if there are any questions directly related to them.
Mr. Chair, move for approval.
I'm second it, and Mr. Chairman, I think we had a large discussion on this in our meeting, and everybody agreed to it once all the questions was answered, so we approve it.
All right, moved and properly seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 9 is
And-
planning permit.
Mr. Chairman, I think Councilmember Brady is recusing from that item. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Okay, item number 9, planning, permitting, and engineering, housing and community development, approval to submit the consolidated plan, annual action plan.
Move for approval.
All right. Moved, that's a really long one to read. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 10, also planning and permitting, approval of a resolution and an agreement. Oh. Yes.
That's all.
On the consolidated plan, we did amend that, didn't we? So this is as amended? Okay, thank you.
Let's include as amended.
Okay. So this,
Number 9.
okay. So amended from the community development meeting. All right.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we take items 2, 10, and 11 together for approval.
All right, we have a motion to take items 10 and 11 together. These are the items to move the stormwater collection fees or the stormwater fees from the Charleston water system to Berkeley and Charleston counties respectively. Any other discussion on this item?
AKA the wearing plan.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. All right, item number 12, approval of the Howell Avenue Stormwater Landscaping Contract with Premier Horticultural Services. This was passed by Public Works and Utilities Committee yesterday. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 13.
Move for approval.
Actually, we have, okay, moved and just looking at the,
Make a motion to take 13 and 14 together for approval.
Allow me into 13, 14,
all right,
And 15,
15. Solid same.
all right. We have a motion and a second to take 13 through 15 together for approval. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 16, Public Works, T&T approval to submit the US DOT SS4A fiscal year 2025 grant, requesting $140,000 in grant funds and a $35,000 city match. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Last one, I think, item number 17, Public Works, Traffic and Transportation approval and material
for approval.
mobilization and installation contract for crosswalks on Septima Clark Parkway, $358,520. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Now I'm going to turn it over to Chairman Appel for items 18 and 19 for 2 Real Estate Committee reports.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And y'all bear with me. We got 2 real estate meetings to go through tonight. City of Charleston Real Estate Committee met back on May 22nd. We considered 5 items and 2 annexations. Everything was unanimously approved on the agenda. I'll run through them briefly. The first item was approval of an ordinance to quitclaim 50 feet of right-of-way over at Rushland Landing over on Johns Island. That was approved unanimously. Next item up was the relocation of the Meeting Street fire station over to the property owned by Clemson University over at the corner of Meeting and George Street over there. They're going to be housing a temporary location for the fire department while the historic fire station over on Meeting Street is going to be upfit. It's the lease terms are a 3-year term, 2 1-year option, and the current dialysis clinic is going to be demolished and a new structure will be replaced, temporary structure for the fire engines and equipment. And there will also be the rehabilitation of a residential structure on the property for firefighters to stay in. And want to give a shout out to our friends at Clemson. Doesn't come around very often, but we're gonna give them we're gonna give them their flowers for this. They really did a great job working with us on a very important public safety matter, and that was unanimously approved. Next item up was an amendment to the lease agreement over at Freddie Whaley Park. This is owned by Dominion Energy, and this is for a 5-year extension for $1 a year. That was unanimously approved as well. Then we approved a deed of about 695 square feet over to Charleston County in connection with the Wapu Road Highway 17 intersection improvement project. and the county is going to be paying us $2,600. So we got them on one, for that property, and it's part of some, really good improvements at that intersection over there in West Ashley. And then finally, we approved the, lease over at Citadel Mall for the CPD substation. We do this every year. It's 650 square foot facility, and that was unanimously approved as well. And then we had two residential annexations, one over in District 2, one over in District 7, and those were unanimously approved as well. And that concluded the business for May 22nd, 2025. And maybe I'll ask that this get
Second.
All right, moved and properly seconded. Any discussion on item number 18? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. On to item number 19.
All right. City of Charleston Real Estate Committee met yesterday, June 16th. We considered three items. The first item was a consent transfer agreement over with the Humanities Foundation to help facilitate a senior citizen affordable housing project over on the east side. This has been in the process for a long time. There have been some delays due to issues with some of the state tax credits, but it is back on track, and this agreement is necessary to facilitate that transaction. There's a new entity stepping in, and that's why we're having to amend what we did back in 2021. And I'm told this is going to be for 88 senior apartments, and 75% of them will be below the 80% AMI threshold. And there'll be affordable housing covenants, of course, and the city has the right of first refusal. Generally in this transaction, we're waiving that for this one-time transaction so that the new entity can step in to facilitate the deal, but the city's right of first refusal will remain intact moving forward. That was unanimously approved. Yeah.
Ask them a question. How long is that, it's going to be in existence? So far as the years? The years, so far as the years on the affordable housing piece? 30 years? We try to get things at least 50 years. And the 30 years go by so quickly. And that's why I was asking that particular question, because most of the things that we have on those sites in that area, we have a perpetuity, you know, and that's for like 100 years. So I'm kind of just looking at it, not stopping saying for the seniors, but the 30 years is really a short period of time. Is there any other way we could extend that a little bit? I'm just asking questions.
If I may, for clarity, this is really just amending our right of first refusal that we have on property that we entered into with the applicant here for them to do it, to switch over to an entity that was awarded low-income housing tax credit. So if there was I would say that if we want to discuss that, that would be a separate conversation versus moving the waiving the one-time right of first refusal.
Okay, but we discussed that. I would like to that to go back to the community development, and so we can discuss that a little further. Not saying we're gonna stop it, because I want everything for the seniors to have the seniors and senior apartments, because we really need it. But I just want to make sure that we can have it for a long range, a low period of time, because I probably won't be around, but you know, the 30 years is a little short to me, you know. So
Perhaps
but
we could
thank you
put
anyway for doing it. Yeah.
a suggestion, we could put this on community
Community
development
development,
next
then.
meeting between
June
first
11th.
and second reading.
Right.
Does that work?
After July.
The community development meeting would be. So do you want to defer?
Just a point of clarification.
the 30-year, how long is the subsidy for the units? Aren't the units, the units are subsidized at 80% below? Right? And will that subsidy run out in 30 years? Are they, about a different question, is the subsidy attached to the unit?
So Councilmember, the subsidy or the investment the city is making is attached to the overall construction of the development itself.
Okay,
And I don't know that full amount at the moment. Initially, Ms. Dorn and her team submitted that to us about 3 years ago, I think now. And so we discussed that then and came to the conclusion of where we are now with the right of first refusal.
I do remember that discussion.
Yes, sir.
Mm. Okay. Well, I still think we should try to get 50 years. Yes, that's deferred. Let's
So
move for the.
are you running this or me?
I'm sorry.
Councilmember Mitchell.
Yes, I don't mind the housing piece because, you know, I'm very strict on housing. But, you know, I fought very hard to even have that whole track for housing back when the bridge came down. And I want to make sure that in that area that we're going to have this housing is going to be there for a while. That's really the gripe of it, what I'm thinking about. I don't want to see things come and just go away so quickly, you know, and it was a long fight even getting those properties from the DOT. And so that's why I'm just asking that question. It's not saying I want to stop any housing, affordable housing. If that's because it's going to be, it's going to be. But if in the event that we can, you know, get it a little longer term, and that I would, you know, like to see that happen.
I mean, so listen, I couldn't agree more that we want to make sure we have as long of a time period as we can on these affordable housing deals. I just am concerned that this cake has already been baked. They've gotten their credits. This is a very technical, very minor real estate tweak that we're doing. I'm worried that if we were to delay this, this could adversely impact
It will.
closings and things like that. And I don't think a deferral, I don't know if there's anything we can do to re-engineer this at this point, given how far the horse is out the barn and the
Correct.
toothpaste is out of the tube. And those are all the analogies I can come up with as Ms. Duran is making her way to the microphone. Can y'all give us a little bit of background on where y'all are in the
Absolutely.
process?
Yes, sir. So I would just say, just as historically, this was a property swap, meaning they gave us land in exchange for our land. Because their land was valued less than ours when we received the appraisal, they also had to pay the city that difference. So it wasn't like the land we own and we demand usually ground lease and an option to lease. So that's why council then approved the right of first refusal so that we would still have the option to ensure that long-term affordability beyond that 30 years. And Tracy, you want to opine to that?
Yeah, so I would just like to say, when you're talking about timing and the process that we're going through, we were awarded 25 million in federal tax credits this past round. As you all know, it is very competitive. We're on a very tight time frame. We have to submit by September 15th that we have spent 10% of $34 million. And have plans in place, and we're moving with the city. So if we defer it and this gets caught up in, you know, trying to change something that was decided 4 years ago, then we're at risk of losing that. So I just want everybody to understand that's what we're dealing with. It's not something that can go on and on.
Councilmember Gregor.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I do remember the discussion now, and we had the 50-year discussion then. And based upon the numbers, et cetera, that's why we did vote on the 30-year
Yeah.
at that time. So I do think that we would be doing a disservice to do anything differently at this point. I remove my second for the deferral.
Okay,
I got,
so we had a motion for a deferral. Okay, we're
he was removing it.
moved, motion for deferral, so on to item 19B.
Move for approval. I'm sorry.
So getting close to the end here. So item B had to do with the room various Oakland, Houston, county, that matter was deferred. So that was a future meeting. The last non-annexation item F, parking agreement for the Charleston County School District. This is in connection with the Union Pier IDA. This is for additional parking at the garage on I-75 Calhoun Street. In anticipation of our move out on July 1st. I am told that there have been some amendments to what we looked at yesterday, specifically the agreement before us, move termination for convenience to 365 days notice provision, and then renders the agreement null and void automatically when TIF terminates. So I would request that my report be amended to reflect those two amended items. And then finally, the 4 residential annexations that were on the ends. So I would offer up that report with the 2 amendments to the parking agreement for revised situation.
And the deferral of.
And the
No.
deferral of the
No, we're not deferring that one.
No.
No.
oh, no, we're not deferring.
We withdrew the deferral.
No, no, no.
Oh, okay.
So
Sorry.
moved.
That seems.
Okay, deferring item number 19B, 19C as amended. All right. Any other discussion on item number 19? All those in favor, please signify by,
It's the motion in the second.
oh. All right, maybe I jumped the gun on the motion in the second. All right, now we have a motion in a second? All right, any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. If nothing else to come before this committee, we stand adjourned.